And I welcome you back to the Debrinick channel. Today is Friday, February 7th. We're already 7 days into February, and while we had a ton of rain for Lake Oroville, we'll be talking about that, and we'll be talking about the upcoming forecast. We're going to go right out to tropical tidbits today, and we're going to be looking at the forecast here. You can see there's already a little bit of snow falling right now. California, as you can see, that continues through tomorrow for a little bit, and then it starts to die out a little bit. And then as we continue to scoot along here, you can see that it kind of quiets down for a little bit. We're already on the 12th, but the future forecast gets a little more interesting. Here comes another atmospheric river on the 13th, potentially, followed by heavy snow in the Sierra mountain range there, and you have this low pressure up here, and we continue to scoot, and you can see this goes on through Valentine's Day, and then it continues to scoot along. More rain on Valentine's Day all the way up to the 15th, and then it starts to fizzle out. It heads more towards the Midwest, and we continue to scoot along here, and you can see that it kind of dies down. We're already on the 17th to 18th, and then a storm brews here in the Midwest for the Colorado. That's good news for there, and it goes out into Nebraska and Kansas, Iowa, a little bit in Missouri. We continue to scoot here. This turns into a significant possible snowstorm here for the Midwest. You got a little bit here in the Northwest as well, and you can see that it continues to go along here, and then it dies out. So you have about one more big snowstorm coming through before we get towards the end of the month, at least right now. Let's go to windy.com and see how much precipitation you're talking for this next system. The European model's calling for another 5 inches plus of rain, 4 inches, 4.46. Right here got hammered over the last system. Up here too as well. We'll be going back and revisiting that here in a minute. We come out for new snowfall just to the south of East Quincy, 42 over by Chester, 27. Mount Shasta up here, 33 inches, and not a whole lot for Lake Oroville itself, more for the watershed. So we come up here to Mount Shasta, 34, and look down here by Bear Valley, 50 inches possibly. So a lot of snowpack for the southern central. So like Folsom Lake over here in the American River, you're talking about 49 inches and up here. So a good snowpack all the way down, and you can see that goes all the way close to Bakersfield, even not quite to Bakersfield, but pretty close. And that is crazy. Look over here for the Colorado. Now let's go to the GFS and see what the difference is. What we're looking at is not quite as aggressive. Generally, that's the opposite. So we'll see what happens. 20 inches over here possibly. And let's go to the rain accumulation and see what the difference is. The rain accumulation, they're calling about 3 inches. So we'll see what happens. Time will tell. It's quite a ways out. And let's go look at the 72-hour rain map, and we can go back a little bit further to this past storm, which was pretty crazy. As we roll out here to the 72-hour rainfall map, we are looking currently at 120 hours ago, so it's a little longer than 72. Just look over here just to the east of Paradise, and you can see 24 inches of precipitation has fallen there. And over here, you got 16 inches, and over here you got 12 inches. Not so much for my friend Steve out in Yuba City. He got 3.3, and Chico over here, they got 4.55, and the Red Bluff over here, they received 4.32. And then we come up to Shasta, and you can see that they got not quite as much, 15 inches. That's still a lot of precipitation, but this right here, I want 25 inches of rain, and then you got more precipitation coming. So no wonder they released a lot of water coming out of the gate at Lake Oroville. Now, if you're not aware, most of you who live in the area, I'm sure you're quite aware that they opened up the dam, and let's go look at that now. As we're looking out at Lake Oroville, you can see there's a few people out there walking, and the lake is pretty gloomy today. And let's see what the dam is doing right now. I know they opened it up. You can see it's currently 10:15 there in the morning, and partly cloudy, it looks like. More cloudy towards the lake a little bit. You can see that it's partly cloudy overall. As you can see, they're releasing quite a bit of flow there. We'll be looking at that here in a minute. You can see that there's water coming out of the things here. So time will tell. We'll see what ultimately happens. Let's go out to Lake Folsom first, and we'll start off there. As we roll out to Lake Folsom, you can see that I'm missing a little bit here, but you get the gist. We're currently at 416.21 feet, and that was Friday, February 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. The level is 49.79 feet below full pool of 466. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 2.35 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 19.42 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 18.46 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 17.71 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is down 10.19 feet. And over the last year, the lake is down 10.81 feet. Your inflows are currently 20,354 and your outflows are currently 5,148, and we continue to scoot along here. Your full pool level is 466 feet. In 2023, we're looking at 417.24 feet. 2024, we're looking at 427.02 feet. Today, we're at 416.21 feet. That's why the lake's down compared to last year, as seen in the graphs before, just in case there's any confusion. And dead pool is 300. We continue to scoot out to percentage of capacity next. As we roll out to percentage of capacity, you can see that the current percent is 50.75%, and we continue to scoot along here. As you can see, February 7, 2025, the water level was 1,926.90 feet, and that's at New Bullards Bar. And you can see that it went way down in early February, but just to rise straight up, we are really cooking. We're way higher and further than we were last year at this time. You could see at one point in time, like a week or so ago, we were down below 2023, but now we are much higher. So this is good news, and let's continue to scoot along here. And that was on Friday, February 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. The level is 28.10 feet below full pool of 1,955. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 1.77 feet over the last 24 hours. The lake is also up 15.05 feet over the last 7 days. The lake is also up 12.38 feet over the last 14 days. The lake is also up 16.41 feet over the last 30 days. The lake is up 15.41 feet over the last 6 months. And the lake is up 22.11 feet over the last year. Inflows are currently 13,355. Outflows are currently 7,281, and we continue to scoot along. As we go out to your full pool is 1,955 feet. In 2023, we're looking at 1,916.76 feet. 2024, last year, we're looking at 1,904.79 feet, and today we're looking at 1,926.90 feet. As you can see, this is much higher than these two numbers, so that makes sense. Dead pool is always and forever 1,700. We go to the percentage of capacity next to see what's going on. As we roll out to percentage of capacity, you can see the current percentage is 86.23%. Let's roll up to Lake Trinity next. As we roll out to Lake Trinity, you can see that the current water level is 2,321.21 feet, and that was on Friday, February 7, 2025 at 10 a.m. The level is 27.79 feet below full pool of 2,370. Over the last 24 hours, the lake is up 0.49 feet. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 7.76 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 7.71 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 9.23 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 7.97 feet. And over the last year, 30.93 feet. Inflows are currently 3,924. A lot of that's high elevation wrapped up in snowmelt. Outflows are 1,959, and we continue to scoot along here. The glory hole there at Lake Trinity is 3,710. 2023, we're looking at 2,227.67. Last year, we're looking at 2,311.28 feet. Today, we're looking at 2,342.21 feet, and dead pool is 2,100. So you can see that the lake is increasing, which is a good sign, and we continue to scoot along here. Percentage of capacity, and we are currently at 82.46%. Over to Lake Shasta next. As we roll out to Lake Shasta, you can see it's on the increase 1,052.03 feet, and that was on Friday, February 7, 2025 at 10 a.m. The level is 14.97 feet below full pool of 1,067. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 1.15 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, it's up 23.83 feet, so it's come up quite a bit in 7 days. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 24.11 feet. Over the last 30, 21.49 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 30.77 feet, and over the last year, 12.29 feet. Inflows are currently 37,770. When you get almost 20 inches of rain, that's what happens. And outflows, they're releasing quite a bit, 28,655. Let's go to your 3-year bar graph next. We go out to full pool, and your full pool level is 1,067. 2023, we're looking at 990.06 feet. 2024, we're looking at 1,039.74 feet. And today we're looking at 1,052.03 feet. And dead pool is 737.75 feet. We continue to scoot along here to percentage of capacity next. As we roll out to percentage of capacity, we are looking at 90.47%, and we continue to scoot on Lake Oroville for the final stop tonight, 86.13 feet, and that was on Friday, February 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. The level is 36.87 feet below full pool of 900. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 1.94 feet over the last 24 hours. The lake is also up 22.61 feet over the last 7 days. Over the last 14 days, 24.83 feet. Over the last 30 days, 33.64 feet. Over the last 6 months, 18.90 feet. And over the last year, 18.98 feet. Inflows are currently 52,685. That's when you get 25 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. So that's why your inflows are high. I'm sure they were higher than that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover it, but it's what we got currently. And your outflows are currently 30,365, and we continue to scoot on to the 3-year bar graph. As we roll out to your 3-year bar graph, you can see full pool is 900. 2023, we're looking at 815.71 feet. 2024, we're looking at 844.15 feet. In 2025, we're looking at 863.13 feet. Dead pool is 640. We go out to percentage of capacity for the final stop today. Percentage of capacity, we are currently looking at 84.25%. So we got quite a bit of water in the lake. We're looking pretty good, unlike some reports have. Some people are like worried that they're going to release too much water, but in my opinion, after watching this since 2017, I think they got a pretty good handle on it myself. So we'll be following this and we'll be watching this. Look, 1, maybe 2 more rainstorms to get through, and we'll be monitoring it closely. Steve said he might have some video for me tomorrow, so we'll see about that. I'll come out with the Lake Oroville update tomorrow if that's the case. So if not, we will talk to you soon, and you guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.